Sill.
Yes, thank you, everybody, and welcome to Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up right here at Governor's Comedy Club on govsradio.com, Facebook Live, Boxcast, and YouTube. This is the show where we take two comedians, put them head-to-head in a series of comedy competitions to see which one has what it takes and which one has what it ain't. I am your host. Jackie loved that one.
I said nothing.
I am your host, Don Sill, and now let's meet tonight's judges. When our first judge is not DJing at a biker patch initiation party, he's telling us all about it on his radio show on WGBB 1240 AM. He is the comedian, actor, and personality who loves to watch porn while he's driving. He's been with us since the very beginning. We love him. He is Joey Petroni. Everybody is here.
Thank you.
Our next judge is straight from the Knock 'em Dead radio show on Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. She is the engineer extraordinaire who loves to go to IKEA just for the Swedish meatballs. She is Sally O'Neill. What's up, Sally? And our third judge is a comedy legend and icon.
Oh, please.
One of the kings of joke telling, whose legendary dirty joke line has been up and running since 1979 and still running now at 516-922-WINE, where you can still use your finger to call in. And he has 6 dirty joke CDs: The Joke Man, Sergeant Pecker, Hot Dogs and Donuts, Come Again, F Jackie, and Snart, as well as 3 videos, 5 joke books, and countless joke gadgets of all kinds. And, of course, from 1983 to 2001, he was a fixture on The Howard Stern Show as Howard Stern's head writer. We are so happy to have him here with us tonight. He is Jackie the Joke Man Martling, the icon.
I don't think I knew half of those clubs. Thank you. That was very sweet.
Thank you, Jackie. We are so happy to have you here to be a part of this show. And
just want you to know there's a lot of things I could have been doing tonight.
I'm sure there was, but we have
There was nothing I could have been doing.
We also want to say hello to the Gagoots, who's here tonight. The Gagoots is our very own roasting specialist. Gagoots, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing just fine tonight. Tonight you're going to see all of my culinary skills.
Very good.
Tonight I'm making the main course.
You may-
I was just doing appetizers the last time.
Wow, so you're coming with the fury today.
Oh, I got the fury. Tonight I'm going to make a gulo fra diavolo.
Wow.
I'm going to fra diavolo some ass tonight.
Wow, he's going to have some ass in the roasting battle tonight.
But I tell you, I'm very happy because tonight is the big finale.
Yes.
And I'm very happy it's the big finale, and I got a week off, and I'm going to be starring in a movie.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to be in a spaghetti western
Very
called
good.
Cool Hand of Mama Luke.
Very good.
Okay.
I like that.
I'm ready. I'll see you later.
Very good. Very good. This is it, folks. This is the season finale of our very first season here on Govs Radio, where we will see who will become our Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up champion and wear the crown of Pasusu.
The crown is not that hat that he was just wearing.
No, that is not the hat.
Is he going to change that for next season? Oh, my God.
The winner of tonight's show, the grand champion of our first season, wins a paid spot right here in Governor's Comedy Club. So this is a big deal for everyone. So give it a hand for these two for coming out here. And also, thanks again to all the great contestants who are on the show this season. And thank you to all the great judges who have come through as well. This has been a really great season, and I'm very happy with the outcome we have here today. This is incredible. So tonight's 2 finalists are here, and they have worked extremely hard to get to this final round. Mm-hmm. And I'm proud of both of you. And now it's time to meet the contestants. Our first finalist has impressed the judges with her conversational style, dry, sardonic punchlines, and calm stage demeanor. She is like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. She is Mandy Jones, everybody. Our next finalist has made it to the finals with her unique brand of storytelling comedy, in-your-face sexual overtones, and a self-empowered delivery. She may have only one match, but she will cause an explosion. She is Kristen Tinsley, everybody. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but I got both of those from the same song, which is This Is My Fight song. Because this is women's empowerment, folks. Right here. The Me Too movement is happening.
The night.
No,
Did this just happen? Was this men and women and it just wound up being...
yeah, it was men and women. Almost every episode was a man versus a woman. And the women have come supreme. In fact, in the final 4, it was 3 women and 1 man. And that man is standing in the back right there.
Hey everyone, don't forget to share.
Oh yeah,
Just wanna
let's
remind
share
you.
on our phones and everyone.
If you
so
need
the-
help,
so the
I'm more
world
than
can-
happy to
yes,
help you.
please, Sally. Can you help me out there? Thank you. Yeah. But yeah, so this is great. What rounds are you most excited about? So we changed it up a little bit. We changed some of the rounds, added things, took away things. Mandy, is there anything you're more excited about than the other?
No, I'm nervous with the whole thing. Definitely nervous about the wheel. The wheel's always nerve-wracking, but the fact that it's not like categories, it's categories, but it's not styles of joke. Now it's actual topic.
Hey Manny, sorry to interrupt you, but pull your microphone up a little bit.
Start yelling.
There you go.
Yeah, no, so I'm just nervous about the wheel as always.
Okay.
And I'm going to blame
and-
the wheel for everything that goes wrong.
Some of the topics are upside down, you know that.
I know we got to fix this wheel.
That was Benny.
No, but the wheel of jokes is very difficult, and this is now the hot topics wheel.
Oh, yeah.
So Kristen, are you also concerned about the wheel, or is there another one of our categories that makes you
Nope.
nervous?
Not nervous. I'm very relieved that it's actual topics as opposed to different types of jokes like that, you know, that I might not be familiar with telling.
Right.
So I mean, I think anyone can make jokes about Donald Trump or Billy Elliot. I mean, come on. It's just that's I mean, and then it leaves room for your own interpretation of things. So I like that. I like that a lot. So that's cool. So yeah, no, I'm not nervous.
Very good, very good. Now,
For us that have no idea, what was it? Was it like one-liners and
Yeah,
stories?
Knock jokes.
we had like dad jokes, or then there was
Mama jokes.
mama jokes and children's
jokes.
jokes and all kinds of jokes. And if the contestants would have tuned into 922 Wine more often, they would have had a plethora of jokes. But so Jackie, when it comes to telling jokes, our first round, which is coming up soon, is a joke writing challenge, where we send them a premise 24 hours ago, and then two keywords where they have to then write into the joke, incorporate into the joke. Now, how difficult is that?
I think it's ridiculously impossible. Like, I was telling these guys before that my career has been so weird because my act is old jokes that have been around forever. But for 18 years on the Stern Show, we wrote stuff like you're talking about, but it was on the fly. It wasn't like here's a concept, go come up with a joke about it. 5 minutes from now, it was boom. This is where we were, and it was hit and run, and we hit a lot, but it happened so fast that you didn't have time to think about it or worry about it. But the idea of here's a topic and come up with a actual joke about it, like, good luck. I think it's great. It is, but it's challenging as hell. You know.
It's very tough. They've already done it. This is their 4th time each on the show. To get here, the tournament, the way it worked out, they had to do 3 shows prior where we did the premise, and then the last round they had to do a punchline. We gave them a punchline that they had to work towards a joke. So it gets complicated. It is very hard, and these guys pull through. Joey, what do you think about these 2 contestants today, the ones that we have as our finalists?
I think they're both very, very funny. I just, to get where you're at, I mean, you really had to be quick, and I think they both deserve to be here. Really.
So what's it been, like 4 rounds or 6 rounds?
It's been 4 rounds total. This will be the 4th round in the tournament. So,
Boom, boom, boom. Oh,
yeah.
you're right,
So
right.
I actually have a bracket too that shows them all their headshots basically coming in. So this has been pretty cool. And
Congratulations,
yes,
Lynn.
congratulations
Thank you.
once again. So now, without further ado, I think we're going to get to our joke writing challenge. But before we do, I always like to ask this, Jackie, and this is I asked of all the judges.
8 inches.
That's exactly what.
Nice.
There we go.
Exactly like
It's
that.
too wide for a lot of women.
She perked up a little bit over there. Based off first impressions, so when a comedian takes the stage, a new comedian, immediately they get judged off their first impressions. So it's the same thing here. What do you think of these 2 right now?
I have absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea. Like, that's honest. You
Yeah,
know, like,
yeah.
either of these guys could be hysterical. You know, it's funny. because, maybe it's a thing that you fight because you know that people make up their minds in 30s, usually before you get to the microphone. My whole first year, I had a ponytail down to the middle of my back. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're shooting yourself in the foot. Like, half the people are like, this guy's an idiot, So you're already digging your way out of a trench, I had a guitar and a ponytail. I'm like, well, Jesus Christ. But,
so first impressions are definitely important. Joey, what do you think?
Well, I said last time they both look very nice, and I know
incredibly relaxed. Right?
Yeah,
very relaxed,
yeah.
very relaxed. I forgot your first name. Kristen looks very determined, very right.
This is my serious bitch face.
Yeah.
Can't help it.
I never actually saw. I was on vacation last week. I didn't see the show, and I didn't see your act. But I know Mandy was very well because I was on a judge on one of your shows.
Yes.
And you were very quick and very
that's
fast.
where I saw you, yeah.
So tonight's going to be a treat for me to see how you guys work it out.
And Sally, you know both of them. Sally's been our go-to judge since day one.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's getting really difficult because not only do I know them, but just the idea that I've seen them here a few times competing against other people. So, I know how much work they've put into this.
You
they
basically
all
have to
have
spit in one of
jobs.
their faces tonight, right?
Yeah, and they all have jobs. They both work really hard. They get this information, how many days ahead, and so it's so difficult. So yeah,
It's not easy.
No.
I'm just every time I'm like, I'm glad it's not me.
Yeah, I was
back in
all right, do it again. Like, I'm back in college. Like, you got to write a paper. Just do it tomorrow. Like, you can get it done.
And that's awesome.
Live on camera.
Yeah, exactly.
In front of everyone. Hi, Mom.
Well, without further ado, we're going to get into the first round, the joke writing challenge. We'll have Benny read it, then we'll have you guys do your rock, paper, scissors, okay? Benny Gagooch Rizzuti, tell them what's going on.
Hey, Don, I think I should tell everyone what's going on.
Yes.
Every comedian, well, this is the joke writing challenge, round one. Every comedian should write their own material, and this round will test their joke writing skills like no other. Both comedians were tasked to write an original joke with an assigned premise and 2 key words that they received 24 hours prior to tonight's show. Judges give their scores based on originality, creativity, style, resourcefulness, and of course,
Google.
Oh.
Oh!
funny.
Yes.
Oh, is that why you're going to be? Oh.
Yes. The funny, everybody. We're always looking for the funny. So now we are going to see the. Let's see you two ladies do rock, paper, scissors to find out who's going to go first and who gets the choice.
You do it.
Ready?
I don't know. I still haven't got that yet.
You both got to kind of
One,
rock,
two,
paper, scissors.
shoot.
Mandy wins. Right. She's got scissors beats paper. Mandy, what do you want to do? You want to play or pass?
I'll play first.
All right. So Mandy
out of the
Jones is getting ready to do the joke writing challenge. The punchline, the premise is, I have the worst luck. Is that correct? Yes, I have the worst luck. I had a typo on my paper. So the premise is, I have the worst luck, and the keywords are savory and comfortable. I have the worst luck, savory and comfortable. Go, Mandy Jones.
I have the worst luck. I used to date this guy, and he looked like Jeffrey Dahmer, and he would always describe me as savory. And as he rubbed me down with olive oil, he would say, I'm just trying to make you feel comfortable. And I'm like, then why does it smell like garlic in here?
There you go. That's it. Very good. Very nicely done. All right, so we'll start with Joey Petroni. First of all, while everyone's getting their scores ready and in order, Mandy, what do you think when you got these words last night? And I did send it almost a true 24 hours this time.
Yeah.
Normally I give it earlier.
Sick.
Normally I've
Sick
been doing it, but last night it was literally like 6:50 p.m.
Well, with 2 words definitely is harder because I felt like I didn't want to go too wordy, but you still got a joke in there. I mean, with like the 5 or 6 words, it was like, all right, I feel like you're kind of helping me create the story. 2 words, it's like,
So
there's
2
only a couple ways this can go.
So you found the 2 words more complicated.
Yes.
All right, interesting, very interesting. All right, Joey Petroni, what do you give Mandy Jones?
Well, Don just brought up a good point. 2 words is a lot more complicated. So I was giving you an 8. I did this once before on one of the shows. I'm going to give you a 9. You punched it up at the end with the garlic, and you got us to laugh.
Wow.
Out loud. So it was very smooth. and your delivery was great.
Petroni coming out high scores right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. No, I had an 8.
Jackie?
I like it.
Well, I immediately was impressed because I thought you actually dated Jeffrey Dahmer. That was pretty cool. But they told me nothing, so I had no idea if you were starting something that was going to go on, and all of a sudden I realized it was supposed to be short, and I thought it was perfect, but I don't know what to judge by, so I'm just gonna go with what he said because you were funny and it worked, boom, 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 and it was great, you know.
So you giving her a 9?
But I'm still thinking about Jeffrey Dahmer eating. Yeah, but that's weird. It doesn't leave any room.
I know.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like
That's
you can't give somebody the electric chair for jaywalking. You screw up the whole thing.
Right.
But I'm giving you a 9, and you know.
A 9 from Jackie the Joke Man. Wow.
All right. Nice job.
I don't know.
Sally, what say you?
She didn't give me any money.
I like to have a little room in there. I thought it was a really good joke, so I'm going to give you an 8. But I thought it was, well done. Thought it was fine.
Wow.
Really good.
Wow. Huge scores right out of the gates from Andy Jones. All right, so now, Kristen, with that, how are you feeling?
Now I feel like shit.
Yeah, I don't like that. You should do them both, and then.
No, well, this is how,
You get after a while. You get.
That's why it's good to when you get the player's choice, you can go first.
You really should practice your rock paper scissors.
Yeah, because that
That's
kind
what
of
it
could
is.
set the tone for the whole thing after a while.
Yeah, this way it's not.
But now, so now the premise is the same. I have the worst luck.
Okay.
And the words were savory and comfortable. I have the worst luck, savory and comfortable. Kristen Tinsley, let's
Wait.
hear what you got.
Wait, hold on just a second.
Oh, wait.
Sorry. Can
Sorry.
you move over just a little bit more?
We want to make sure we get you on camera.
Sorry about that.
Good.
We want you savory and
That's
comfortable.
great.
Yeah,
That's
we-
really good.
Ready?
Yes, you ready, Kristen Tinsley?
So if you can't tell by looking at me, I have the worst luck with men. It doesn't matter who I meet. They all say they're strong. They all say that they can handle a woman like me. Sitting on their face. So they try to make me feel comfortable about it. They take me out to dinner. They buy me a nice meal, some wine, and they take me back to their apartment. And I sit comfortably on their face. And then they end up dead.
Oh.
But I don't feel guilty because at least they got to a nice savory last meal before they died.
Oh, there you go.
Wow, is it wrong I'm a little aroused, Jackie?
I don't know about you
going
guys.
on
I have
here?
a little personal rule. If somebody's eating pussy, they're getting a 10.
Right off the bat.
I know. I'm not even waiting my turn.
Oh, wow, so that was a very good joke. So now when you got the words, did you immediately say, this is going to be my ass-sitting joke? Or how did that go?
Actually, it was. I was texting with this guy, and he was trying to get me to.
Wow.
And I was like, material.
Yeah. So you pulled it out from the real world.
Yeah.
There you
Exactly.
go.
That's
Very
where it comes
good.
from.
All right.
Do you realize people died and everything?
They suffocated.
There's plenty of men on
Serial killer and
serial killer and death. Serial, the same life. And we both died basically the same thing.
Jackie, you can go first on this one. What do you think?
no, I'm serious. I'm giving her 10.
A 10?
That's very
Thank you.
ballsy.
Wow.
I guess not ballsy.
Oh, it's-
You know, and it was funny. You know, come on. You know.
Yeah, it was good. It was
It
good.
is.
You know,
It was a good
but
joke.
it wasn't. You know, no. I'm giving you a 9.
A 9?
I'm not making waves here. They were both funny.
So
Both
it's a
equally
9?
funny.
Equally as funny.
Okay. A 9. A 9 from Jackie the Joke Man, everybody.
With a extra star. For the,
I'll take that. I'll take it.
he's not
I'll
still
take the
there.
star. Who?
The dead
Well,
man.
maybe. I don't know. I mean, there's so many folds here. I mean, you know, I don't know. He might just fall out while we're doing it.
Sally, what do you think of Kristen's joke?
I'm going to give you a 9. I thought it was fantastic.
Wow, a
Thank you.
9 from Sally O'Neill. And that leaves you, Joey Petroni. What do you give her?
I'm going to give her a 9 with a smiley face because like Jackie said, man, when you're talking about eating pussy, you know,
He died with a smile.
it made me smile.
So there you go. Oh, man. So, yeah, a challenge like this is very hard and very difficult. Both you ladies came through with two really solid jokes right out of the gate to start the show off. That's awesome. And, as Jackie said.
Not for nothing. It was really impressive.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying it. Like, fuck.
I know, right?
Very good.
I think some of the material that they write here on our show, they're going to take to the stage.
Oh, definitely. That's what it's been. Yeah. Why not? If it works, yeah.
So, Jackie, the joke man, Martling, you are a legendary joke
Don't
teller.
use that fucking word. That's like you're old. It's like saying you're not dead yet.
I would have said that to you 20 years ago. But anyway, what I want to know is what makes a great joke to you? Like, a man who knows every joke there is, what makes a great one?
Something that makes somebody laugh really hard, and I don't care what it takes to make that happen. If a joke's really funny and makes somebody laugh really hard, that's what's good. It's not like it has this. Steve Allen, we always got to have 8 words, 9 words, got to be up your mother's ass. But no, it's funny. It's funny.
So you're taking it to the most. It's funny is funny. It's not like Jerry Seinfeld who hand chooses his words.
Well, you know what? And people have been arguing with me my whole life. I don't care because I'm not a comic. I was a guy that told jokes his whole life. It's been organic. I was a musician until I was 31. I just was a guy that told jokes at the bar and loved doing it. And I lived to make people laugh. And the reason I tell such filthy jokes is because people just laugh that much harder at a dirty joke. And that's just how it is, whether you like it or not. And I really do know all the fucking jokes. And I was doing a show. I was at a show. Mark Hudson from the Hudson Brothers, a million years ago.
Oh, yeah,
had
Hudson
a show
Brothers.
called Hudson on the Thursdays on the Hudson at the Iridium. And he had Billy J. Kramer and some people. And they always bring me up on stage to tell jokes. And I came off the stage, and it was packed. And this guy came up and said, listen, I've been following you for 40 years, and I know you know every joke in the world, but I really want to try one on you. And he said, am I being a pain in the ass? I said, listen, I've listened to every joke that anybody's ever told me, because that's how you hear new ones. Yeah. I know this many, but if he has one. This guy told me a joke that's one of the funniest jokes I've ever heard. It's so filthy I don't do it in my act because it will stop people in their tracks, and you don't want to kill your role, but you can also tell it on terrestrial radio. And you can also tell it to a 5-year-old. Imagine a joke that fits in there. And I'm telling you, the guy told it to me, and I went to the floor, and he said, oh, you don't have to kiss my eye. I said, no. A girl calls the doctor. She says, Doc, I have diarrhea. Can I take a bath? And he says, if you have enough.
Yes!
That's so disgusting, but it's funny. But you can tell a poop joke to a kid.
I'm a school bus driver. The kids would love
They
that.
go nuts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they love that.
But I don't tell it on stage because people spend too much time going, oh, and they're not there for the next joke, But just something that gets a laugh. And, everybody, if you're comics, pretty dependable what's gonna get what. If this joke gets this, the next one's gonna get this. And the next night it might be this and this, but they're always, and you just, how do you do? I always tell when people ask for advice, I don't know anything about comedy. I'm a joke teller. I tell people you tell something on stage, it gets a laugh, it stays. If it doesn't, it goes. And if you do it 3 times, it doesn't get a laugh, it's out.
Right.
But if you really believe in it, fuck them, you leave it in. And that's,
Jackie was saying one time that he would tape record all of his shows and listen to it on the way home, and then he would just, because when you see something, you see the audience, you may not get the same feeling as when you're just listening to the sound of it.
Nothing.
they
You hear nothing.
they laugh the same, like they're like this, and whatever the graph is. The next night, if the audience sucks, it's like this. But like I just said, they're like this.
Right.
And I was rolling one night, and I'm killing this crowd in a basement in Jersey, packed in, and I know what I'm going to get. And I told one of my favorite stupid jokes, and it got a laugh, but it didn't get the laugh that it should get in relation to where it is.
Right.
So I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm on the way home, listening to my microcassette recorder, and I almost drove off the road because I was going a million miles an hour. I left out the premise. And they still.
That happens.
The guy is getting married on Saturday. His friends take him out. They take him to a whorehouse. He goes crazy. His pecker gets all cut up. What's he going to do on the honeymoon night? He takes 2 popsicle sticks and puts them on his dick and wraps it in adhesive tape. And his wife comes out stark naked and she says, "Look, untouched by human hands." And he pulls down his pants and says, "Look, not even out of the crate." I listen back. I never told him about the fucking popsicle stick.
yeah.
So I get to the end, you know me, I'm laughing like crazy, and they're like, "Ha, ha, ha, what's he talking about?" So great. So
That's awesome.
but it only, I think laughter's the only judge. You know, people, "Oh, well, that was very smart, and that was very cute, and that was," fuck you.
As long
You're
as it's-
laughing, they're not laughing.
Get to the
right?
punch. Joe, you feel the same way? How do you feel about the art of joke writing?
Well, like Jackie said, I do believe after 3 times if they're not laughing, I ditch it, you know, or I try to change it up a little bit. And I tape everything I do, and I always listen to it, and I add stuff, constantly add stuff to it.
Right,
you know, I'm still adding stuff to my first couple of sets, you know. But real quick, I just want to say that Jackie is a hero of mine. So it's I have a chance to say it to you. And a quick story, I used to work for Cablevision. And it was a winter storm, and I was up on the pole, and I'm tightening up a fitting on Cablevision, right? Got my hard hat on. It's freezing. The wind's going like 30 miles an hour. I
You
can't
saw
feel.
me on the next pole stealing.
I can't feel my feet. Okay, and I'm up there, and I have my van started with the heat on down there, and the Howard Stern show's on, and all I hear is Jackie laughing. And it might sound weird to you, but that's when I started saying, I gotta be a comic, man. It was like 1989, 1990.
That's
I just heard you laughing, and as cold and as horrible as the weather was, getting back into a hot van and listening to you guys on the radio, it's just, I could work all day. I could work all
Yes,
day.
indeed.
I had a place to go to warm up, and it made me want to be a comedian. And here I am.
You so mistakenly
Here I am.
mistakenly thought I was enjoying my life.
I just said to myself, what the hell am I doing?
Fooled another one.
Wow.
But
That's great.
You're a
That was
hero
great.
of mine. You're a hero of mine.
That's a great story. Joey Petroni, we make dreams come true here at Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up. And now he got to meet his hero, Jackie
you.
the Joke Man, who also is a hero of mine as well. I
Oh,
grew up
please.
listening to. We can go on and on about how much we love and appreciate you from the Howard Stern days and just your 92221. You know how often I called that thing?
Oh, yeah.
I used my finger a lot.
40 years.
Yeah, you did.
In the early 80s, I used to do jokes for Rick Dees. I was on the Rick Dees
wow, yeah.
show in L.A. at the same time as the Stern show, which
yeah.
is like diametrically opposed. But Rick Dees had a syndicated show that he sent out literally on records to all his different markets, and it was a top 40 counter. Hey, it's number 38 this year. Hey, this is next to number 34, blah, blah, blah. And he would put in my jokes here and there. And he used to plug 516-922-WINE, which the machines went berserk. He used to tell people on the syndicated radio show that was Tom Selleck's home phone number. Of course he was lying, but then people would dial it. You know?
That's great. So now we're getting ready for round number 2, everybody. This is the Wheel of Hot Topics. Benny, tell them what this is all about.
Hey, Don, I think everyone wants to know what this is all about. Round 2, the Wheel of Hot Topics. Every comedian should know what's going on in the world around them, from the latest Donald Trump tweets to the coronavirus, and from Harvey Weinstein to Lindsay Lohan's crazy Long Island mama. A comedian should always be armed with a hilarious anecdote based on current events. So each comedian will spin the hot topic wheel and must tell a funny joke with a setup punchline for whatever topic they land on. They will each have 4 spins and 4 jokes. If the comedian lands on the same topic twice, they get to spin again.
Yes, very good. So this is the Wheel of Hot Topics. We have Joe Capella is here. We're going to get the camera on Joe Capella. Joe was on our debut show on November 2nd, and
It was great. And
talking to the
thank you for inviting me here to meet Jackie.
Nice. One of the
Actually,
topics should be comedians named Joe.
And with Joe over here, I actually don't like being on a show with him because my hair is my thing.
Hey, Joe, can you pull up the microphone so
talking
we
to the
can
mic,
hear
Joe.
you?
I feel
You
when
can
I'm
pull it up, yeah.
Okay, well we go. And when I
It's a
went
very
him-
early comedy concept, Joe. Is
when
talking
I'm,
into
when
the
I'm
microphone.
with him, I feel like Mary Ann on Ginger. It's just like it. I'm jealous of your hair. All right, so let's go. So what am I reading the topics here?
Yeah, go ahead. Let everybody know the topics.
Okay, the topics are. Am I good?
Yeah.
Democratic debates. Plastic bag ban. Oh, I hate that. Gun rights. Coronavirus. Donald Trump. Billie Eilish. Award shows. Reality shows. The Boy Scouts. Global warming, Harvey Weinstein, and Lindsay Lohan's crazy mother. All right, so let's.
I got a question. Were the girls, the contestants, given all the topics?
They were given
days
all
ago?
the top. Yes, they
Oh,
were.
good.
Yep.
Oh,
so
good, good.
they have time to kind of like let it soak in their mind.
I should have been on this final show, except Bonnie had better legs than me.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I screwed over. So instead of doing this, I should have been over there.
Hey, hand me that
Screwed. You got screwed.
It's all girl winners.
Joe was great. So, Joe, what do you think of the show? Have you been watching? You were on the first show, but now show number 15
I
here.
watch. It's fun. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
It was an honor to be on here. We were the first ones, and I kicked Benny's ass, I think, and Joe was great, and no, it was all good.
Excellent. So now you're going to stand behind the wheel and spin it.
Okay, so I'm gonna
and then
stand
Kristen's
behind.
going to sit down, and then Kristen is going first with the wheel of jokes, with the wheel of hot topics. Again, I'll just go through it real quick. It's Democratic debates, the plastic bag ban, gun rights, coronavirus, Donald Trump, Billie Eilish, the award shows in general, reality shows, the Boy Scouts, global warming, Harvey Weinstein, and Lindsay Lohan's crazy mother. Are you ready? You're going to spin 4 times, and if it lands on the same one twice, we'll spin again. There will be no repeated premises. And go ahead.
Spin away.
The wheel is spinning away here. Let's see. What's it going to be? What we're going to get here. We are starting off with the Boy Scouts.
The Boy Scouts. Wow. Okay. I heard that the Boy Scouts.
Hold on
are-
for just one
okay.
second. Sorry. I just have to like flip cameras back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Okay, Kristen, thank you.
All right. The Boy Scouts. I heard that they're going out of business. Does that mean the end of the male species, or the end of serial killers that can tie really good knots?
Oh, very nice. All right. Spin the wheel again.
It's
Here
like
we
the
go.
death wheel.
It is award shows.
The award shows. Let me tell you something about the award shows. We all saw the Super Bowl, right? With the strip show in the middle. I think that if the award shows had those types of acts right in the middle, their ratings wouldn't be going down as hard as the actresses who auditioned for the roles in those movies that nobody saw.
Oh.
Very good.
All right, go to it again.
Here's the third one.
And
Get
true.
through it. It's true. It's
That
very
was a
true.
documentary.
And it's going on global warming. Global warming. This is not an easy
Global
one.
warming, yeah. Global warming is really a tough one. I can honestly say I don't know anything about global warming because I'm too old. Is there a teenager in the house to explain it to me?
You need that girl. What's her name?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, but yeah, that's it. That's the end of it.
All right,
One more.
here we go. The last spin. Making this one count, Joe. Joe Capella on the wheel.
Come on, give me a good one, Joe. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Sorry about global warming.
Harvey
Weinstein.
Yes.
Here we
All
go.
right, here we go.
All right,
Let's hear
Harvey
it.
Weinstein,
Harvey
that piece
Weinstein.
of crap. Oh boy, man, I tell you, the jury can't seem to come up with a verdict on for Harvey Weinstein. Too bad his dick can't either.
Oh,
Wait,
nice.
do it again. Sorry, do it one more time. I missed it, and I don't want to miss it because I think it's good.
The jury for Harvey Weinstein can't come up with a verdict. Too bad his dick can't come up either.
Very nice.
That's it.
Kristen Tinsley made it through all 4 jokes. Very well done. This is
Very good. Very good.
okay. So now we're going to start with you, Sally O'Neill. Sally, who's doing a lot of engineering
Doing
work
a lot of
today.
things here.
She is like a handheld camera.
Do we get to judge her engineering?
Sally? What did you think? How she handled that wheel of hot topics?
Yeah, I thought she did great. I like all the topics that you changed them to. I think it's I think nice job, nice wheel.
Thank you. Thanks.
You did. Yeah,
give us a
you were
look.
very
Joke of
enthusiastic.
You're a good spinner,
It,
man.
it took like a minute and a half for it to
He's got
stop.
his arms crossed. Like, you good?
Yeah, Yeah, I thought they were all really good jokes. I gave you an 8.
An 8. Christian Tinsley from Sally. All right. Joey?
Well, I didn't write it down yet, and
All
you know
right.
what?
Write it
I know
down.
I'm a high number guy, but I'm going to give you a 9 as well. It doesn't leave much room, I know, but I thought it was great.
Thank you.
I really did.
A 9
9 for you.
Thank you. 9.
from our buddy,
All nines.
Joey Petroni. And now, Jackie?
I feel like an idiot. We should. Everything shouldn't be 9s and 10s.
I know.
It was, usually they start off in the middle and then you can vary. But I thought they were all good. And the problem is, of course, if you're a stupid comic, you're sitting there trying to, you're thinking of something while she's thinking of something.
Right.
But they were all good. I'll go 9.
9.
It didn't cost me anything, right?
We'll see.
Wow.
Maybe an autograph later.
Harvey Weinstein was great.
Very good.
Thank you,
Have
yeah.
you feel relieved now that part's
Yes,
over?
that's a little tricky because you don't know if you're not up on the topics, you're not gonna get the jokes. Like if you haven't watched the news, you don't know anything, and you're like, oh,
It's just too sad.
wow.
The fucking guy's going to get off.
Oh, of
Not to
course.
make
Oh,
it
yeah,
bad.
yeah, Harvey, yeah.
All the
Hey,
prosecutor
that would be a good joke.
Well,
Harvey
the
Weinstein's going to
prosecutor-
get off. Of course.
all the prosecutor should have to do, look at him. Of course he has to fucking rape me.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
Fucking horror show. The horror show.
No, you're absolutely right.
So
He's a great kisser.
that's what I heard. Yeah, he likes to take showers, come out, lay on your bed, spread himself out.
My God.
Ew.
He's a delicious human being, as I like to say. Mandy Jones, come on in. How are you doing?
All right.
Are you ready for the wheel of
I'm
of
still
hot
nervous.
topics?
I'm still nervous.
All right.
I'll give her a 9.
Thank you.
It's almost as good as mine.
Oh, nice.
Nandy's been wearing that shirt since day one.
Yeah, it's my jersey.
Yeah, awesome.
Mine's got holes in it.
Yeah. Mothballs.
So, what are you thinking about the wheel? Was it when you got the topics? Are you excited about them? Are you nervous?
I'm like I said, I'm a Martian. I don't know even a lot of this stuff. Like I had to look up fucking Billie Eilish. I was like, I'm not up on this stuff. So it was a little challenging, but Kristen's right. You get to use your voice just
Yeah.
about the topic.
Right, right.
So it is a little different than what we've been doing, but
All right. Are you ready to spin the
let's
wheel?
see what Joe can give me here.
All right. Let's go.
Don't blame me.
It's all your fucking fault.
And Joe is spinning the wheel.
That's my fault.
Write your complaints to Joe Capella.
Yeah.
There you go.
We have Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Yes, let's
He has so much power in those little hands. That's all I'm gonna say.
Very nice. All right, we will go ahead and spin the wheel. Again, there would be no repeat topics. We'll spin again if we get another Trumpster. And it is a Trumpster. Go ahead,
Trumpster.
respin the wheel.
Really? Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Let's see where it's going to be here. And we got a third. No, Billie Eilish.
All right, Billie Eilish. She's like the epitome of teen angst. Like she looks like her parents are at the height of a divorce, and her dad just asked if she can go out to dinner to meet his new girlfriend.
She does.
Very nice. All right, go ahead, spin. This will be joke number 3.
Here's a song about something that didn't go wrong in my life.
And global warming.
Global warming.
Global warming.
I don't get why they call these people who are all riled up about global warming snowflakes.
Nice. I like that. That's good. That's good. All right, the final.
That's perfect. That's
Yes.
astute. Short and sweet. That's funny.
The
The
coronavirus.
coronavirus. Okay, the first time I actually heard about the coronavirus, I was the outbreak. I was with a buddy of mine who doesn't speak English very well, and I just kept looking over at him, and he's murmuring to himself. He's like, "Corona, corona." He's like, "Now I get punished for not leasing my vehicle." Corona, corona. A little bit of a push there,
Corona.
guys. All right, thanks.
Very nice, Mandy Jones with her 4 jokes on the hot topic wheel. Joe, while they're deliberating, Joe, you could share his mic for 1 second.
Sure.
What do you think about about their jokes?
They're very good. They know a lot more about what's going on in the world than I do. So I'm glad I'm not on here.
You look like a big Billie Eilish fan.
Billy Idol, yes, not Billy Idol.
You're really spinning though, right? The fix isn't in. You're not stopping the wheel or anything.
She's gonna tip me later.
Yeah.
You owe me.
Well, good job with the wheel, Joe. We appreciate everything
having
you.
me here.
Yeah, man, it's so great to have you come back. You were, like I said,
No.
stick around for the show.
No,
Enjoy it,
definitely.
and it was so great. You were on our debut show, man. That means a lot. You helped us kick this thing off, and now we're
means
here.
I was the first one to get kicked off.
Yeah.
That's all that fucking means.
You were our
That's
first.
all that
First
means.
loser.
You were our first loser.
I was robbed.
That's really nice that you throw the guy off the show and then bring him back every week to remind him of it. You know. Come on back, and let's tell you you're off.
Yes.
Yes. Joe's a good guy too.
Yes.
Thank you.
And my Brentwood buddy.
That's right. Brentwood in the house.
What?
I thought I was supposed to stump him. I thought I was
Oh, do you have a? Are you
I
ready to
thought I
be
was
stopped?
supposed to
All right,
stop him.
here, say it to the
I don't know
microphone.
if I want to play any games with a guy that's a spinner.
All right, Joe.
Okay, Jackie, I am from Brentwood. Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you. Yes, I usually follow that.
What
up.
year is it?
I graduated. I graduated in '79 from Brentwood. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. But anyway, Brentwood, if you know it, a lot of gangs, a lot going on there. But if I was still in Brentwood, I would start my own over 50 gang. Okay, what should I call it?
He's not really stumping you. He's asking you.
Well, I
No,
don't know.
that's
I don't know.
if you have a name for his gang.
Yeah, I guess good.
MS fucking idiots.
The MS idiots.
I like that. That's good. I would call it the blood clots.
Blood clots. Do you have a joke? Do you have like a joke you might?
That was
be-
a joke. That's a fine
no,
joke.
I love the joke. I just
Give him
want
a break.
I just want to see you try to get stumped. 'cause-
I don't.
That's funny, though, the
No, that was
clots.
the blood
But
clots.
I thought, but I like that.
I
That
like
was good.
MS idiots,
That's something I might use, but thank you.
The M,
Okay.
and now you got a punchline. You could use that.
Don't steal it.
You don't really have a gang, right?
An over 50 gang.
Yeah.
He looks like the stooge that got away.
Joe Capella, everyone.
Yeah,
One of the
Joe.
MS idiots.
Thanks, Joe.
Say hello to
fucking
your brother Al.
Yes,
Yeah,
I've heard that one.
I imagine every day of your fucking life, right?
Is Benny available right now? I want to see if we have any comments from the people, the folks at home. This would be. We have comments coming in live. We have thousands and thousands of people watching and listening. Jackie.
Thousands. We
Yes.
have thousands. Our Nielsen's are through the roof,
Yes.
buddy. Anyway, yeah, we do have actually a lot of people, and there's a Terry Barton Gregg. Mr. Martling, have you ever heard of her?
Heard of her, so I was with her last night.
All right, good, because she says, you spin me right around, baby, right around.
Oh, Spin and Billy Idol.
Loves
Unfortunately, you
PPG.
cannot leave a message on 516-9221. You can email me, jokeland@aol.com, and in the subject line, put vagina.
That's how he gets all his dates, folks.
AOL.
All right, anyway, let me go through this. DJ D Love, who loves the D.
He loves the
He's
D.
watching. Greg DeFilippo is watching.
Very
Big
good.
fan of ours from Florida.
Yes, hello, Greg.
Robin DeFito
Robin.
says, hilarious, that joke with Mandy, that Mandy did in the joke challenge. Hilarious, Mandy, and yummy, too.
Wow.
And she was having Chinese food at the time. I think she was imagining it was Jeffrey Dahmer. Gina Kanjemi Coffin.
Yes.
Good luck, ladies.
Yes.
And
Gina.
likes the new graphics. Charles Goonan says,
great
Jackie,
Goonan.
don't have lunch with Jeffrey Dahmer. Tom Gagliotti's watching. Ken Pichelle.
Very good.
Esther Forrester,
Ken,
who
what's
wants
up?
to be a contestant in season 2.
Yes.
And and there are so many more people.
Very good. Well, that's it. Keep the comments coming, everybody. We want to know your thoughts and what's going on and what you're thinking of what's going on with us. So it's all gravy. So now we're getting ready to do our next bout.
You guys score me.
Huh? Oh, we didn't score Mandy Jones yet.
scored.
All right, so let's go. Joe,
What's Harry the Hat's name?
that's Benny. That's the Gagoose.
Hey, Benny, write down that guy's name that asked that last question, because I think he was referring to something, and he just clued me into something I've been trying to think of for months.
All right, we will do that.
Goonin? Is it Goonin?
I think it was the
Charles
great.
Goonan.
I think it was the great
Oh,
Goonan.
Charles.
The guy who
Goonan.
said Peter Noon used to come on the Stern Show, and every time he came on, we wrote a different parody to Mrs. Brown, You Got a Lovely Daughter, and they were all so funny, and he would read them, he would do them cold and sing them perfectly, and it was so fucking funny. And recently I was in touch with him a couple times. But I know there was so many great songs. Barbara Bush looks older than she oughta, and Gary's teeth are greener than they should be. And one of the songs was "Don't You Go Have Lunch with Jeffrey Dahmer," and I'm wondering if
that
the
would
guy
be-
was making a reference to that.
That would be the Goonan. He knows all
there
that
we
stuff.
go.
Charles Goonan. He's like a
But
comedy
whether it was an
historian.
accident or not, that's a happy accident.
He's a comic
Charles
historian.
is really funny. You'd really like him.
Well, now we're going to get the scores for Mandy's jokes, the 4 jokes that she did on the wheel. We'll start with you, Joey Petroni. What do you think of Mandy Jones?
I thought her jokes were great. Short and sweet on some of them, right? Trump's hands and the Corona. I got the Corona. It was good. Great joke.
Not everyone got
Corona.
it. You're quicker than the average bear, Joey.
You know, I'm torn right now. I'm gonna give you a 9. I know I'm gonna give you a 9. I know 9's my number.
All
man.
right,
You throw me
that's
out of here.
right.
You guys can throw me out of here.
Joey's the Paula Abdul of our.
Yeah.
I know, he loves everyone.
Number
That's
9.
all right.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
All right, so a 9 from Joey Petroni. Very good
Thank you,
score.
Joey.
Very something to be proud of.
As an indication how bad a judge I am, I still have no fucking idea what the Corona thing meant, and I'm giving her 9 anyway.
I think you're trying to say car owner.
Yeah.
Like car
I like the snowflake, so that's
Snowflake.
That
All right.
Hands.
ate up some
All right.
All right, so a 9 from
Garbage.
Jackie, the joke
Thank
man
you.
Martling.
on one condition. What was the Corona thing? What did I miss?
She was saying,
Well, I
go
was
ahead.
saying
You
that my buddy doesn't speak English well, and he heard Corona, car owner. And so he was saying, now I'm getting punished for leasing a vehicle, like car owner.
You didn't fucking get
Yeah,
that.
no.
Yeah, I did. No, yeah, I did.
It was a stretch. It was a stretch.
I did.
Corona.
Hey, we actually had a nice break to think about it too. We had a pretty nice break there.
That's a funny,
That's a good joke.
I don't want to get the coronavirus just because I lease a car.
Right, yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
That's,
Yeah, it
that's a
needed
whole
work.
fucking
It-
thing.
yeah,
No,
right.
that's brilliant to hear Corona in Corona.
See
Right.
that? You got the blessing from
Way to
Jackie. Sally,
So I give her a 2. I mean a 9.
and a 9 from Jackie. Sally, what do you say?
Yeah, I thought they were great, and for the last few weeks we've just been hearing beer jokes, and I'm like, oh, here we go with another beer joke.
Yeah.
And so that was such a nice surprise, and then it was really funny, and I didn't get it at all. Even when you slowed it down, I didn't get it till right now.
Oh wow!
Right. Slow it down. Slow it down. Didn't help a bit.
No, I'm like, I'm so dumb.
Play.
I didn't, and so I was going to ask you what it was, but then it was explained. But just the fact that you didn't do a beer joke, that was fantastic in itself, and it ended up being a great joke. Yeah, so I gave you a 10. I thought you were
Deep
great.
thinking.
Wow.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Deep
Mandy
thinking there.
Jones. Wow.
Deep thinking.
Sally liked the Billie Eilish joke, too.
I did. I actually got that one.
This is
that.
Giving her a 10 is bordering on gay, I think.
Yeah, I got the ball. Yeah.
this is a neck and neck contest tonight. It's right there. I mean, I can't do math that quickly in my head, but I think it's probably tied. It's probably a tie right now. How are you ladies feeling right here in the middle of the show where you got 2 rounds left?
We'll see after the next one.
No, I know. Seriously, it's getting worse.
Do you wish you always had such great, nice judges like this, like with these scoring? I mean,
Yeah.
Not like when I go on my show, Three's Company, and everyone shushes me. And
yeah,
Who's spun the wheel?
yeah.
Oh my God.
But no, I want to say both of you really came prepared. You really had great
Yeah.
jokes. All 8 jokes were really good jokes. I memorized them all. I'm going to use them in my act. No, that was great stuff. I
I
appreciate
got good stuff here.
Yeah.
I'll give you. You can have it.
So now we're approaching that time where we will now take a little break. You girls can go get your heads together for the second half of this thing, and we're going to bring in our good friends for our sponsor, which is the Midnight Hockey League. Where are our 2 guys? It's time. Come on in. It's time for our.
Midnight hockey.
Yes, this is the midnight hockey.
You play?
I do not, but they sponsor our show. Yes, we have two. Also, Jackie, these are also two guys that were on our show. This is Jeff Bosey and Andrew Plajanos.
There's a page.
Two great comedians. Come on in, guys. Come a little closer so we get you on camera.
Come a little closer. Touch me a little harder. So I am not sitting because this is not slimming.
Those hockey jerseys look good on you guys. You actually look like athletes. And that's probably something you haven't heard in a long time.
I told you Bozy was going to pick the black one. It's slimming.
Yes.
Well,
It's slimming.
and it hides the package better. So.
Now, in that jersey, Bose, you actually look like you have a build on you. I'm kind of impressed. Look at you.
It's like he's wearing pants.
I don't mean to brag.
Yeah. Wow.
You shouldn't.
Don't start now.
So you guys got to tell us about
Island ice hockey.
Island ice hockey.
Before we start, I want to make sure that we found that we thought perhaps the French-speaking community was being underrepresented, and since hockey is a Canadian sport, we would also like to do the ads with the French.
Oh, very good.
Merci
I think
beaucoup.
that's fair. I think for the hockey community on Long Island that speaks French and that are the French Canadians, I think they should all hear this.
Well,
And
for the nasal Long Island translation, I'll be handling that portion.
okay, very good. All right. So all
Mine's
right.
more for the rest of the world.
Yes. You ready to go, my French companion?
Oui.
Island ice hockey by MHL.
I'll do hockey sur glace MHL.
From weekday to weekend, from novice to experienced.
Du weekend au jour de la semaine.
From
Very good.
16 years old to 60 plus years. Jackie, listen.
De novice à connu, de 16 ans plus de 60 ans.
Island ice. I'm catching on to you. Island ice hockey has a team for everyone.
It's kind of like syphilis. Everybody's going to get it.
Eventually.
I'll do hockey sur glace à une équipe pour tout le monde.
So please sign up to islandicehockey.com.
Inscrivez-vous sur islandicehockey.com.
Or call 631-262-0543 for more information.
Ou appelle pour 631-262-0543 pour plus d'informations.
I think you just said stay away from my daughter's twat.
I translated the same thing.
Où est la salle de bain? Where is the bathroom? Où est la salle de bain?
Very good, guys.
Thank
This is
you
very
very
impressive.
much.
Don't leave yet. I do want to talk to you guys a little bit.
Oh, okay.
You guys have both been through the ringer. You both made it to the finals.
Yes, via today and just now. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
How do you feel about the show, and what do you think about tonight and the two contestants that are going for the championship?
I think that I'm way better than everybody else.
You know, that was weird because I was thinking the same thing.
You thinking
That
Andy
you
was
were better than everybody else.
You're not a comic if you're not thinking that.
Yeah.
Well, and that's it. Like everybody keeps on asking me, what does it feel like to have lost? And I said, well, listen, the judges, they were as subjective as they were going to get. I still think that I'm the better comic, but
I don't know. You went ahead and said, like, how does it feel like to have lost? I was like, I don't know. Have you ever been married?
There's nothing like being at a family reunion and people come up and say, who do you think is funny? Like,
Yeah.
me, you cunt.
But
how about you? Who do you think?
So now, since you've been on the show so many times, has your booking gone through the roof? Now you guys are working all the big rooms now.
absolutely not. Weird. In fact, people are starting to like ignore my phone calls more ever since.
I got this kick-ass ad reading gig.
I hope it wasn't as a Frenchman.
No, but I think that's the angle I'm going to take, Jack. I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes.
Now they're not in the room. They're not watching the show. This is just between us and the thousands watching. Do you guys have a horse in the race? Are you rooting for someone? Or who do you think is the? Who do you want to win? Not want to, and who do you think's going to win? Or do you rather not say?
You know what?
That's not fair.
Once again, I will go ahead and I will take a statement from all the previous judges. Whoever goes ahead and pays me the most is the one I'm rooting for.
There you go.
I think the one that's going to win is the one who gets the most points.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah, you know that's true. That's very true.
And I'm
That
standing
would
behind
not
it.
have even been funny in French.
You know, like I said, I'm really impressed. You got great people who are judging tonight. You got Jackie, you got Joey,
Petroni.
you know, and of course Sally.
And
Of course
Sally,
Sally.
yes.
Let's not forget Sally.
Oh, hey,
Thank you.
Jackie, didn't you just have a birthday?
Yes, I just
Happy
heard.
Valentine's
birthday.
Day.
Happy
Oh, birthday.
Nice. Happy
Happy
birthday.
49
birthday.
years old.
49.
Nice.
Beautiful age of 49.
Looking good.
Looks great.
So, all right. Well,
Yes.
I appreciate you guys
Thank you.
coming down to the show. You guys are awesome. I always like to have you guys back on as much as possible because, you know, throughout the process, you meet all kinds of great people, and you two are two great ones.
Well, we got to meet you for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And
That's
I'm
my
sure you were
reward.
thrilled about that.
I was excited.
that's-
I wet my pants 3 times.
That and a fucking T-shirt.
I had to meet them.
All I got was this
I had
idea.
to.
I had the 69er. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you
Don, for
guys.
having us.
All right,
Have a
man.
great
Jeff
show,
Dosey,
everybody.
Andrew Plajanos. Thank you guys very much. Oh, yeah, go ahead,
We'll
Jackie.
get his.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
yours.
Good job.
Both yours. Thank
And if
you.
you stick
Jeff
around at the end,
Dosey.
we'll all take pictures and all that fun stuff, okay?
Close on this time.
Yes, yes. Not like last night. Yes. Okay, so we can bring our contestants back in here if they're ready. And we also have.
What was that, a Polish pee break?
Yeah, do you have to go to the bathroom?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't believe me, touch.
So now we're getting ready for the roast battle, which they're each going to roast the gagoots for 2 minutes. So it's a shorter roast time, but also the kicker is you're going to have to roast each other. So now, was this something that when you found out you were going to roast each other, was something you were like, this is awesome, or something like, oh my God, I don't know what to do?
No, I knew that this was the final rounds, and I've been nice. And I'm typically a nice person, but not tonight.
Whoa!
Not tonight. That's liven things up in here a little
She's
bit.
bringing
It's on.
Mandy will forgive me.
So who goes first against the gagoots? Is it going to be you, Mandy? It's your turn now?
Yeah,
to go
you-
first? Okay.
Kristen did the wheel first.
All right.
Yeah, so I'll go.
So we'll bring the
Gagoots
gagoots in
first.
here. While we bring the gagoots, I'm going to let everybody know what's going on. Are you ready? And
Wait, this is round 3.
this is round 3. This is the roast.
Dun,
Squash the
dun.
gagoots.
Wash the goots.
All right, whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
And when performing stand-up comedy, comedians should know how to handle hecklers and be able to roast a person at the drop of a dime. So this round, these comedians will have to face off and trade insults with the gagoots for 2 minutes. This will test each comedian's roasting skills and sharp comebacks. Each comedian will have 2 minutes against the gagoots. We score them, and then they're going to go against each other. The comedians will finally roast each other, and then we will score that. So it's like an extra round of roasting. All right, so gagoots, how you feeling, man?
I'm a feeling it just fine, Don. I got a nicer box over here. I got a nicer slice of agita for both of these ladies.
A slice of
I
agita.
know, kid you not. I know, kid you not tonight.
Is this another French accent?
Mandy, how you
Savoir
feeling?
faire.
Are you
Papa
ready?
Gould.
Are you prepared to battle him again?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely getting harder because now I'm just having to insult Benny as a person instead of his crummy costume. So it's getting harder.
All right.
It's getting easier for me.
Hold on, I got to insult. Not insult. I got to insert a question. So each time you do this, he's always the target. So anybody that's made it this far, this is the third time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to go through the gagoots. Yes.
Kristen went a 4th time.
Yeah,
But
I did
I
your
had
mama
a-
jokes the one
yeah,
time.
I was- I
instead of
wasn't
the
here
round.
one night.
He
I
had
had
the
a-
mama joke round.
My uncle's 150th birthday party. I couldn't make it. He was dead, but we're still we party.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she went against in her very first show. She had to go against Keith Fitz, who did his mama jokes, and they had a mama joke battle, and she did very well. She was very funny. So all right, here we go. They're gonna roast the gagoots, and we got 2 minutes on the clock. Mandy Jones will kick it off, and get ready to roast.
So that apron, I mean, it's red and white and green. Are you sure it's not a flag for Hungary?
Oh, really?
Oh.
You're so skinny that a third world country send you care packages.
Did you know if you stand on your head, you become a Mexican chef?
Yeah? If you stood on your head, people would think you were a levitating broom.
You don't even need the chef's hat. You can't cook, and you're bald.
Oh, really? Oh. Your culinary skills are so bad that you gave Martha Stewart a yeast infection.
You're always picking on me for being flat-chested. Give it a rest. We all know you're a tip man. I've seen Nancy's cleavage. I can live in there.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me tell you something. You don't have enough of meat on you to make a hot pocket.
It's always so tough roasting you because I have to be original and you get the 5-finger discount.
Whoa! Yeah, hey, I got a 5 fingers. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. The middle one, she's for you. I screwed that up. I don't remember.
I'm surprised your son hasn't put you in a home yet.
Oh!
You know, whenever I go to tit for tat with you, you always have to borrow tits.
And that little piece
Wow,
of
how
crap
did Joe
you
get in there?
drive. Last time I saw you, you had 4 donuts on that thing.
Oh, yeah? You look like a defective blow-up doll. You belong on the island of misfit sex toys.
And you always have the pizza box. I'm surprised you don't have the tip jar out.
Oh, your initials are M and J because you're like a dietetic M&M.
You're always so disheveled. You run in here with the Grateful Dead Scully and the cumbersome, wheel, and then you change into that crummy costume.
Oh, yeah. Hey, thanks. Thank you very much. I've done these rows with you 3 times, and I still can't believe that you aren't a transgender.
It's awesome that by the finals you were able to get an adhesive that would actually keep that horrible rug on.
Yeah, your husband gave it to me.
Oh!
Yeah, you should be in a band called Josie and the Wish We Had a Pussy Cat.
The gagoots. It sounds like a Yiddish word an old Jew would use when she stepped in dog shit.
Oh!
And time!
Oh, wait. Come on, chiclet teeth. I had more.
2 minutes!
If you wake up and see your shadow, it's 6 more weeks of anorexia. All right, I'm done.
Very good. What a roast that was. 2 minutes flies by.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was fast. That was better than fast. That was a half
What
fast.
year is it?
Joey Petroni, what do you think of Mandy Jones's roasting skills?
I think that was awesome. I like the way she let everything roll off her, and I noticed that you got thicker skin from the first time I saw you get roasted. You learning how to take it. And Benny, man, that was awesome. And she did the personal attacks on Benny, which was like she said, like putting your son didn't put you in a home yet or anything like that.
Yeah.
And you're bald and all that. So I thought you did great. You handled it well. You were fast. You let it roll off your back. I was impressed.
Thanks.
Now numbers, here we go. I didn't do it
9
yet.
and shut up.
Number 9. Well, it's like you said, it's tough. I didn't see Kristen yet, but I would give you a 10 on that. I didn't write it down yet,
Thanks.
but in my head the whole time I enjoyed it. I was laughing, and both of you back and forth was awesome.
Wow, a 10 from Joey Petroni.
Molto grazie. Molto
I give Benny a 10 too.
All right.
You put that down. Gugucci added that to the thing. I just reminded you. I got cut. I'm not. I'll lose track. Jackie the Joke Man, what do you say?
Well, I'm not giving you any credit for what he said rolling off your back because I didn't understand a fucking word he said. So that doesn't count. But whatever the purpose was, as horrible as a lot of it was, and as fun as it was, totally entertaining. So I'll give him a 10, but you can have it.
Thank you.
Another 10 from Jackie.
I don't understand the in and out of the accent, and that's
None of us do, Jackie.
it's like his running commentary on himself is borders on English.
Sally, what do you give Mandy Jones?
Yeah, I thought you were fantastic. Would this be the first time someone gets 3 10s?
Wow, this will be, I think, a
Wow.
first in our history.
Thanks.
Yeah, I gave you a 10.
Thanks.
Wow.
Nice.
job.
10s across the board for Mandy
Mandy
Jones.
Jones.
Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so now, Mandy, you will switch places with Kristen Tinsley, and Kristen will get her moment
10.
to shine.
I'll give you a 10.
Thank you. I didn't even say nothing yet. I'm like Barbara Streisand.
All right, so Kristen, are you ready to do this again? I know you're normally
No.
a nice person. You found the fire in you to do this.
I'm telling you, I couldn't think of anything to say to him. I just love him so much.
Oh.
I just love him, so.
Well, now you're trying to disarm him with your charms. Isn't that what you're doing?
Disarm with a smile.
She just wants to sit on that mustache.
Don't steal my jokes, Jackie.
Stealing her thunder.
Sorry.
All right, is everyone ready? We're going to go.
I'm ready. Da, 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 da.
Kristen, you kick it off, okay? In 3, 2, 1, roast.
Hey, Benny, how does it feel to be so old that you were actually alive when they invented the wheel?
Oh, da, 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 da. I love what you've done with your hair, Kristen. How do you get it to come out of your nostrils like that?
I scalped your wife.
Oh! You look like you ate Pocahontas.
You know what, Benny? You're so ugly a bee wouldn't sting you.
Oh, what does a Captain Kirk and a man in your vagina have in common? They are both on a 5-year mission.
I could say the same thing about your asshole.
Oh! Maybe 6. You are so horny. The last time you had sex with a man, he became the wet spot.
Hey, Benny, is that a mustache on your face, or did you eat your wife out before you got here?
Oh, yeah. Oh. I like that one. Your vagina is like the Midtown Tunnel, complete with double lines and a toll booth.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got to pay to get in. But what's one thing what's one sentence that Benny has never heard? I'll tell you. Would you like a blowjob?
Oh! I get a blowjob every time I see my eye doctor. He gives me that glaucoma test. That's the only blowjob I had in years. Your gene pool should be closed for renovations.
Yeah, that's true. But at least I can still fit into jeans.
Oh! I bet your ass is jealous of all of the shit that comes out of your mouth.
You know what, Benny? Why don't you brush your teeth? You still have Jell-O from 1950 stuck up in there.
Oh, yeah, really? You want to talk about a food? You got kicked out of the Girl Scouts for eating brownies.
Actually, as a matter of fact, I got kicked out of the Girl Scouts for stealing cookies, and yeah, I did get kicked out of the Girl Scouts for stealing cookies. You got me on that one. You definitely got me on that one.
And we are almost. Is there, anybody got one more
Almost
time?
time.
And time.
That's it. I thought you were done.
Oh.
Very good. Very nice. Kristen Tinsley throwing some haymakers.
I had
Wow.
it written down. I was just like,
I actually teared up with laughter, man. That was fun stuff. That was great. I'm loving it. I'm loving every minute of it. So
That's nice.
so Gagoots, doing this with roasting these women so many times. Have you seen them getting better and better? Because I'm sure seeing them getting better and better.
I've seen them get better. They got the best of me.
Yes.
They did. They really got the best of me.
Yes.
They did it very good. I'm very happy. And I'm happy I don't have to write any more jokes about these two women anymore.
Yeah, wow. They both
How
got-
many flat-chested jokes can a one man write?
I'll help you.
Wow. Well, Sally, we're going to start with you on this one. What do you think of Kristen Tinsley?
You were fantastic. I give you a 10.
Me
A
too.
10.
Thank you, Sal.
Me too.
And Jackie's giving
Oh!
It's fun. You know, I'm even going to give him a 10.
It's fun too.
Yeah.
Grazie, Jackie.
How do you like the roast battles?
You know, they're weird. I like them a lot more than I thought I would. You know,
right.
they're fun. You know, like once in a while there's something funny in there which doesn't hurt. No, it's actually the percentage is pretty crazy good. It really is. I'm pretty surprised by the whole fucking show, to tell you the truth.
Excellent. I'm going to take that one. Yes.
Yeah.
Jackie said,
I didn't say it was good. No, it really is. It's fun. It's really fun. I do not fucking understand Benny. I mean the concept.
right. Oh, well,
But
that's
I'm
just-
afraid of
That's a good
Gagoots.
thing.
Right,
That's a
yeah,
good
yeah.
thing.
I'm Alfredo Gagoots. I love youths. I love everybody. I'm a celebrity chef.
The only thing more
Maybe you
confusing
gotta-
is him trying to explain it.
Joey Petroni.
I know, kid you not.
What do you think of Kristen Tinsley
right,
and her
well-
roast battling skills?
What I noticed was that you were having a good time. You were laughing. You actually had to stop for a second to laugh, which
Yeah,
is
it's-
great. You're having fun.
research.
Having fun's the key
Yeah.
to being a comic, as far as I'm. I give you a 10. Benny, nice job.
Wow. And this
Great job.
We're getting
Son of a
Dimes.
Donamici.
Yeah, Dimes.
This is a
First
son
time I
of a
ever
great
got a 10
score.
from anybody, so I'm pretty flattered.
No, you came back quick. You know, you guys are back and forth fast, man. It was, very.
It
very
was
good.
a fun battle. Definitely, both battles were great. Now we're getting down to the
Grazie,
2 minutes.
grazie.
Do you have any advice for the two women getting ready to go at each other? Benny Gagooch Rizzuti?
No, I got no advice. I love a good cat to fight. Cat to fight. I don't get just scratching each other's eyes out. Make sure you rip a top off. That's
Oh, wow. He wants to see you get vicious.
no, I'm a kid. I joke. I joke. I wish you both the best of luck. As you said, Don, they improve.
Yeah, then
They
got
improve a
better,
lot,
So that's
so-
been great stuff.
I'm looking forward to them with each other. But
All
now I
right.
got to take my wheel. It's too close to Joey Petroni. He came here with a truck. I no trust in this guy.
So we no longer need the wheel of hot topics. That's going away. Now we will bring in Mandy Jones.
The next time you come back, make sure there's some pizza in that box.
You got it, my man.
All right. So both of you ladies did very good in your roasts. Yes. Plus, much deserved. Now we are doing something different just for the championship round.
Now let me ask you a question.
Yes.
We're not going to rate each of them. This is where you got to say you or you. This is an on-off situation, right?
Well, just
Because
for
it makes no fucking sense to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
you got a 10, you got a 10.
Yeah.
It's got to be
Right,
somebody's got a loser.
There's going to be a 1 point differential.
what we
Who's
could
better?
do
Who's
then,
better?
because
No, don't listen. I was asking. I wasn't telling you how to do your show.
What we are going to do is we're going to score them, so they're going to roast each other. Then we will have to score them that way, just for the point system to have it going that way. So this is hard. It's harder than I thought. Sometimes, but I think both ladies have the thick skin. Because wouldn't you say, in this industry, you need thick skin?
That's just to talk to the club owner. It's all downhill after that.
So they got 10 minutes battle here.
10 minutes.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, 10
Two
minutes.
minutes.
I don't know. One of us might be dead after that. Like, let's just bounce out of here.
We got 2 minutes on the clock, and you guys are going to be roasting each other.
Who's going first?
Well, I think we should rock, paper, scissors, see who's going first again. Are you guys ready? This is when rock, paper, scissors becomes a real
It totally
deal.
counts, right? Rock, paper, scissors, and shoot.
Rock beats scissors. Mandy Jones goes first.
Oh, scared!
All right.
Here we go. We got 2 minutes on the clock. And roast.
What up, Maui? Where's Moana?
Okay. Mandy, I heard you didn't want to do the show because it involves standing up.
I don't care. I can't believe you even made it to the championships, man. You tied twice in the beginning rounds. It's awesome. I feel like we're playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and you're running out of lifelines.
Oh boy. Mandy Jones, I actually heard that you don't like the movie Star Wars. The only reason why Mandy Jones doesn't like the movie Star Wars is because it's the only movie that the guy that she's on a date with actually wants to watch the movie as opposed to getting a hand job. And Chewie talks better than her. And the final reason why Mandy Jones doesn't like the movie Star Wars is the black hole scenes reminds her that she needs to stop getting fisted.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. Kristen, on your page, it says you're a holistic nutritionist. You're definitely whole. I just didn't know nutritionalists came in that size.
Oh my God, Mandy, are you jealous because people applaud me for losing weight? If you announced that you lost weight, somebody would call the morgue.
I didn't realize you needed an English degree to be a bus driver.
Yes, actually you do. Congratulations on the new house, Joneses. I had no idea that Century 21 was in the market of selling gingerbread houses.
Have you ever used the handicap lift on the exit door of the back of the bus?
Actually, no, I haven't. I'm sorry that you grew up so bitter looking like the bootleg Christina Aguilera that talks like Scooby-Doo.
To be honest, when the kids aren't on the bus, have you ever gone through the drive-thru?
Well, actually, you can't go through a drive-thru with a bus because there's a height difference, but I don't expect you to know that, Blondie. But yeah, I got off my bus to get some food.
You're always talking about how you love playing with sex toys, but that's only because you can't convince any real dicks to go inside you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, snap. And I'll let this one go.
All right, if you see Mandy on her knees, she isn't praying. She is begging the cops to let her husband go.
Oh, snap, crackle.
Is that the last one?
That's it.
Yeah, okay, right.
Woo!
Oh God.
Wow, that was a real roast. That was good. You
I'm
guys
not
were
Hawaiian,
going. You
by the
guys.
way.
I'm shaking because I feel there's gonna be a.
No, I'm not Puerto Rican either.
I'm sitting there trying to figure out what if any of it's based on any reality, like, you know.
It is.
I feel like the whole thing was based on.
You really are a bus driver, though, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Will they talk again when they leave the room?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We will.
And you really can't take a bus through McDonald's.
No.
Did you actually hit it?
No. I know the height. You have to know the height requirement. This one just being
And your husband's
good
been
one.
arrested?
You need an English degree to be a bus driver. Yes.
Nobody said anything. I don't know if people married, gay, whatever. So if she's fucking with her husband, is that based on?
Yeah, yeah.
That's basically for like everyone that's watching because they all know us. So you know.
So has your husband actually gone to jail?
Been arrested, stayed in jail. Those are different answers. Yes, he's been arrested.
Wow.
Does that make me a bad person?
No.
I'm a six-timer, so I don't.
Wow. So I guess we start with you, Joey Petroni. Now, this is a tough one because we have to judge each of you.
Right.
Yeah,
And
how
so
are we
it's two
doing this? We're still doing the point
There's
system?
still
what Jackie
points,
wants to know.
Mandy?
Yeah, 2 different scores.
God, this is
So,
rough.
yeah, it's going to be a tough one because both of them
Joey's
came
going
out.
to cry over there having to do this.
Is it Kristen with a K?
Yep. Kristen with a K.
So he's writing a whole chart over here. He's getting it going. It is difficult because they both came out pretty strong and they both did really good. And they got personal. So they dug into each other's. Because you guys are friends already. So did you know
We
some
were
of the stuff?
watching.
Yeah.
We were watching. Shut up.
He saw what they did already.
Don's a sports writer. You gotta,
Yeah,
you gotta give him a
then-
break.
Yeah.
And then she came out with a left.
But yeah, I mean, I think you guys both did great. And basically, I'm stalling for time so Joey can get his,
Yeah,
scores,
I
but-
don't want to vote this. This is really
I
rough.
know, this is hard.
It's tough, but I got to tell you, this was a roast, and I think the person who really hit below the belt the most was Kristen. So I gave her a 10
Thank you.
with the mean face because she was meaner than Mandy. Mandy, you weren't nice, but you weren't. You were right in the middle of nice and
Okay,
mean. So
all right.
I gave you a 9.
So 9 for
I think
Mandy,
you're
a
both
10.
great, but if you're gonna go by who kicked someone's ass more, I think Kristen did.
Thank you.
Jackie?
Well, I'm going to upset the apple cart because I'm sick of everybody getting 9s and 10s. And I thought it was equal, so I'm going to give you both a fucking 3.
All right.
2 threes. 2 threes.
Not that they weren't great, but it doesn't matter, right?
Right.
And this doesn't compare with old shows, or
No.
does the total amount going to make a difference at the end?
The total amount does make a difference. We accumulate all the points at the end.
No,
But
but I'm
not
saying
really.
if the total
No, I
amount.
think if it's 2 threes, then it's just
No,
fine.
fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm
We
giving
got
them both
6
10. I
to
don't
put
care.
together.
All right, so you both get
2
10s.
10s, 2 10s.
All right. We'll see.
2 10s.
Sounds better.
Benny's the back there. He's keeping score. He's crossing out.
It's like
If you
213.
guys were Stern Show fans, we had like a talent contest, and the 3 judges were, I forget who 2 of them were, but the 3rd judge was Gary the retard.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And each contestant, he said, I'll give it a 10. And every time he left such a gap, 3 times as long as any comic would ever have the pause where we were dying. I think I'll give it a 10. And each time he said 10, me and Fred had fucking heart attacks. And after the show, Fred said, I figured out because the guy's, I know it's not politically correct, but he's a retard.
Right.
And Howard would say, all right, Gary the retard, what is your score between 1 and 10? So the last thing he heard was 10. And that's why he said 10 each time. And it was just fun. And every time I hear 10, I start laughing. And so I think I'll give it go get a sandwich, come back. So fucking fun.
Very good.
And you were both great. It was fun, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't all that. It
Entertaining.
was a little bit mean, but not really. But see, I didn't know if you were going off, whether her husband's in jail as you're speaking or whatever. You're from fucking Hawaii. I don't know. Who knows? One of you could have a cock for all I know. I'm still not sure. So about 10 for me.
2 10s for Jackie. And Sally, what do you say?
Yeah, I hate to be this way too. It's just like I'm like counting with my fingers like how many times when he made me laugh, and it was exactly the same. And then like I felt like you were like a little bit more clever. You like punched it more and came back more. So I'm gonna do 9 and 9. I feel crazy doing this, but
Wow. So we're still neck and neck. The challenge is neck and
Yeah.
neck. We are like, this is a tough one. This is a true championship round because like.
Who's going to tell Joey he has to buy 2 trophies?
Joey the retard.
Oh my God.
A 10.
Now, Joey Petroni, you've been working the stages here all over the Governor's Comedy Club, McGuire's, all the clubs around here, Brokerage. How often do you have to deal with hecklers, or do you have any mean-spirited jokes in your act, or what do you do? Tell us a little about your story.
I don't really deal with hecklers that much. I talk over them or whatever, but once in a while, and I stop my show and ask them what. And for me, the table takes care of it, because they're stopping you. Let the guy talk, man. Leave him alone,
Oh,
so that's kind of how it,
Or the neighbor, the neighboring table.
Yeah, they'll say, "Shut up, guy," So I'll entertain the heckler for like 10 seconds, whatever, and the audience wants to hear what the hell you were saying, and they get mad at the heckler. So you kind of use the audience. That's how I do it.
Do you have any stock retorts, comebacks?
Not really. I think just by entertaining a heckler, I think you kind of make him look like an idiot after a while. Whatever just pops in my head. I don't really have any.
Because I've never been to a club where I've seen the heckler win or the crowd side with the heckler. I've never.
I usually hear "Shut up, guy."
Yeah, nobody likes the heckler.
No.
Way
Heckler's an
in the
outsider.
beginning,
one show like that.
In the beginning, like in the early '80s, like Long Island and on the road, it was the Wild West because people still weren't ready for another, like a peer. It could have been the guy you went to high school with, and all of a sudden he's up there. He's a comedian. Like that's bullshit. Because there was no line of demarcation, and it was very weird. So, and it was like, and people drinking so much, there was always heckling, and I have a zillion of the lines, but you can't use them because because they want to hear the next thing you got to say to fuck with somebody, and it's really weird, and you don't want to upset your role, right. Somebody says something, you ignore it, and they say something else, but you can't. So you got to know when to fight back and when not to, and it's pretty weird, And I mean, there were times when you had to throw somebody out, and like that is the absolute worst thing you can do to a room. But if you just have somebody that's so drunk and such an asshole. Now comedy clubs, it's a whole different world. People accept and they go in, and these people paid decent money.
Right, yeah.
A million years ago when it was $3 to get in, like, well, fuck you, The most creative thing I ever did, I had a packed house at Rascals by the Shore, and the people used to come out from the Stern Show, and they loved us. And people would come out to see me just because they loved the show. They had no idea I was going to be funny. They'd be shocked, like, holy shit, you're not bad, But they'd get loaded, and they had the time. And I was doing the show, and it was like 6 or 8 guys in a table. And they couldn't have been nicer. It couldn't have been better fans, but they were loaded, and one guy wouldn't shut up. And I don't want to get into it with them because I knew that they were fans. And I looked down, and the fucking guy was wearing a Rangers jersey. And I looked down, I said, "You! Out in the hall, 15-minute penalty." And the fucking bouncer took him outside and put him outside for 15. I said, "All right, you can let." And he came back. He never said another word. I was like, "That's the most creative."
Yeah, that's great.
That's awesome. You gave the.
But he might well just was like, "Fuck you, I'm not leaving."
Penalty
That's
box.
how it should be. All the clubs should do that.
Penalty box.
Penalty
That's
box for the heckler.
It's hard when you have a heckler like that. I've seen it happen to a couple people. And that, there's really nothing you can do, but, you don't want to really, because sometimes you say something, or sometimes you'll say something that's offensive. And the audience will actually, instead of just taking it, they'll get up and they'll be like, "You offended me because my so-and-so has cancer."
It's like a line that you can get to, and the audience is still on your side, as long as you still got them on your side,
But if you lose control and start cursing and all this other stuff,
right, if you get ugly, right.
Yeah,
do you feel the pressure from the audience? So, like, let's say the heckler comes in and throws a shot at you guys.
Right.
Do you feel pressure that that the audience wants you to fight back? And that the pressure of that, where
there's always some that do and some that don't. Yeah.
The club should take care of it because they're working.
Nowadays they do. I think more. I think
they're
they
up
take
there
care.
working.
In the old days, it was like, where the fuck?
Yeah.
One of the great. I was in Louisville, and I was doing really well, and there was a guy who called out a couple times, and it's a different fucking animal when you're in the South, Louisville is the South, because you're a fucking Yankee. And you're in their house, It's like there's a little more of us versus them. And this guy yelled out like 2 or 3 times, and I'm like, "Oh, am I going to attack this guy?" But the third time he said something, this woman sitting on the aisle, I could see her. She said, if we wanted to hear you, we'd have went to your house.
That's brilliant.
Fucking the place went nuts.
Perfect.
You couldn't write that. You couldn't fucking write. If I'm using $1 million, wanted to hear you. We'd have went to your house. That's just so creative. And I don't think she was quoting. I think she was talking. You know.
Did you respond to that, or you just go?
Like,
I
thank
fucked
you.
Awesome.
Maybe it was the one woman next to her.
So Benny, we got anything from the our folks at home watching live on Facebook Live? Any comments or concerns?
I
or
thought we were done.
Yeah, we're done
we
with
like to
that.
have the Gagoots come
I
out.
like the Gagoots. What does that
Yeah.
mean?
What, Gagoots? Gagoots is actually a very long...
Don't answer in American.
Oh,
He wants the Gagoots.
I'm a two different people.
You sure are.
Two different peeps. A Gagoots is a Siciliano squash. It's a very long green squash. Long, thin. Mandy has one. Show them.
He's still roasting.
So does a Kristen, but you can't find it. It's a very it's a very long green squash. It's into the squash family. It's like a zucchini. And I make a nicer stew for you. I show you pictures later. I send you pictures. I make a better stew
I
than
might
Jeffrey.
stick around for that.
Okay. Yeah, stick around. I got a nicer gift for you. Trust me. I got some nice oregano. I heard you like.
He's gonna stick around for that.
I heard you like imported.
You're getting warm there, man.
Imported oregano from California.
There you go.
Okay, so now I go back into Benny Rizzuti.
All right, Benny.
We got Jerry Ferretti is watching, having a good time.
Nice. Hello.
John Pullen is watching, a friend of Jackie's. John Pullen.
Wow.
Pullen.
John
And he's
Pullen is the first guy who bowled a 300 at Pine Hollow Bowl in 1962. Ask him if I'm lying.
Wow. Very nice.
He was like the king of Oyster Bay for 5 minutes.
And he wrote, Jackie, how's things going? John Pullen, I'm in Florida.
Florida, right.
And
Hi,
I'm in
John.
Florida. I hope to run into you when I'm on Long Island this summer. Listen to you all the time. Still the best joke, man.
Yes, indeed.
Thank
That's
you,
awesome.
Johnny. That's
John
great.
Terrence, does Jackie still talk to Fred and Howard? That's what they want to know.
No, not really. Not really.
Okay.
I was on a show with somebody. I was on with Dr. Drew the other night, and they said the people were texting and saying, Robin and Fred, I guess they talk about me more than I thought on the show still, and they said, it's really apparent that Robin and Fred really dislike you, and that throws me for a loop because me and Fred were always really close, and we were much better friends than anybody knew. But I didn't let people on to that. Me and him were close because then they wanted, what's he like? What's he like? I'm not talking about the listeners. I'm talking about the fucking people I work with. You know, what's he like? And then whenever I see Fred, he's like, like, don't be crazy. It's the theater of the show. But then enough time goes by, and you hear enough times, I want to go back and say, what's did you change? Robin, I'll never know. She doesn't even know what she's thinking. She's her brains are in her tits.
But you don't keep in touch with any of
Now,
them?
you know what? That's the kind of thing I would have said at any point ever.
Oh,
we
yeah,
had
yeah.
like a brother-sister relationship, and we'd fuck around. We went to lunch like a couple of years ago.
What about Baba Booey?
Gary.
That was my first experience watching like a live skit when Baba Booey was dared to eat shit out of a diaper dressed as an ape.
Oh yeah.
I was Jen.
was
I know my
pay-per-view.
girl Jen Hernandez is watching. Do you remember that girl? That was insane. That was the funniest thing I had
That was
ever
the
seen.
Bongo
Fred
Fiesta.
wrote
Yeah,
that.
yeah, Buck Bongo Fiesta.
That was Tarzan and the land of the big titty women.
Yeah.
That show was the hardest
On Channel
I
9.
ever gagged in my life. We had one guy. We had one guy in Pennsylvania that used to provide the animals for the Stern Show, and when we had the Channel 9 show, he provided us. We did it was Howard was Mary. And instead of Joseph, it was Cheech and Chong. And there was a nativity scene, and our producer, with his glasses on, was in the manger with a baby bottle.
Oh, I remember that.
And the guy brought a lamb and a sheep and an organ grinder with a monkey in the nativity scene. Just brilliant. So the same guy got us an elephant for the Tarzan and the Big Titty Women. And the TV studio was like on the second or third floor, and they brought the I'm gonna gag. They brought the elephant up in the freight elevator, and I swear on my mother. And at the end of the videotape, sometimes they show the credits. On the side, they show little snippets of outtakes and stuff. And they have this. The elephant walked out of the freight elevator and took the most humongous shit I have ever seen. I mean, it was like a pyramid, and then it was like a floor like this, like a tile floor, and it pissed, and it came out like a fire hose, and it splashed, and we're just gagging and going. And one of the fucking techies had a snow shovel, and he had to
Snow shovel.
shit, and it was that old joke, you do that. You don't want to do that. What? Quit show business? Oh, we were gagging, and that was for that stupid. And Gary ate the shit out of a diaper.
What did elephant shit smell like?
You don't want to remind them.
It was, and this is you know how the TV studios. If somebody farts in a TV studio,
If somebody would have fought right now.
it was. And Jessica Hahn was in that.
Oh,
She was
Jessica Hahn was huge on the Stern Show.
Oh, it's crazy stuff.
Wow.
So I get yakking. I apologize.
And,
this is comedy history.
but you, stories like this you wrote a book a couple years ago about your time at the Stern Show.
Yeah, I actually wrote two enough for 2 books, and half of them made it in, and I got enough for a whole nother book. And people send me emails. They say, "Hey, I really liked your book," so I just send them the other fucking book. And I don't care.
That's awesome.
And I don't know if I think Butt Bongo Fiesta made it in. Some things did, some things didn't.
Yeah.
Because to me they're all equally funny and silly and ridiculous. And then anybody that wasn't a fan of the show wouldn't believe a word.
I would be late for high
know.
school sometimes listening. I would be late to school listening to Howard Stern. I used to drive to
It
school.
was the
and
best
listen to
era
it.
of Howard Stern.
Never shut it
Oh,
off.
yeah.
It was in the 90s.
Yeah, it was with Jackie.
That
was the best era of Howard Stern.
Crazy fun.
Yes, indeed. Wow. Well, on that, we're getting ready now.
We're getting ready. I still want a few more people. Mary Lou Susie says
Sussy.
hi,
Mary Lou
Jackie.
Sussy. Hi, Mary Lou.
Sussy.
Another Oyster Bay.
Jennifer Hernandez says, yes, I do remember.
Oh, yeah. We were laughing.
Yeah.
We were dying.
Those are great.
Our judge from last week, Tim Saliani.
Tim Saliani, how's it going?
He's watching, and he says next season he wants to roast the contestants.
Oh.
Coming for your job, Benny.
You ladies are lucky, yeah.
Yeah, we just made it.
Hey, I'm not gonna fight with that guy. He's about 3 stories taller than me.
I would like to see the Gagoots go at it with Tim
Oh
Saliani.
no, that's not gonna happen. There's Tom Gagliotti is watching. Ken Pichelle. Ken Pichelle is having
great
a great
guy.
time.
Yep.
They all loved you roasting. Everybody loved you two roasting each other.
Yeah, that was heavy duty. That was good stuff.
Mary Underhill said Mandy is hysterical.
That's my mom.
My mom's
All
already
right.
sleeping. That's not fair.
My dad's up past his bedtime.
Oh, he's watching.
He's watching from Florida. yeah.
Very good.
Oh. Hi,
Hello
Joey's
to
dad.
the Petroni family. And also the Tampke family if they're watching as well. Hello, everyone. Superman is Clark
Gagutsa
Kent.
family, all the way to
And Clark Kent is Superman.
Cecilia. The
Yes.
Gagutsa family, they're watching too.
Hey, the Gagoots.
They got
Nancy,
Nancy.
how are you?
One
Nancy?
television and about 500 guineas stuffed in one room.
But now we are getting ready for the finale here of the final, our final round here, which is the best 4 minutes. We're going to do this. Gagoots, tell them what this is all about.
Don, this is what it's all about. The best 4 minutes, final round. This is the round that we've all been waiting for. This is where we get to see the best 4 minutes that each comedian has. This is the best of their stand-up sets. This will show us the skills that pay the bills. Each comedian will have 4 minutes on the clock. Take it away, Don.
All right, so Kristen Tinsley will go first. Kristen,
I gotta go first?
How you feeling? You ready to do this? This is what it's all come down to.
I'm
The
ready.
big
I'm gonna stand
performance.
up. I don't care if I'm in the camera. It doesn't matter. I'm so big that I'm in every single
You're in the
shot. It
camera. As
doesn't
long as
matter.
you stay in front of that diamond that's behind you, you're in the camera.
That's perfect.
It's the only diamond I'm ever gonna get. When's the 4 minutes start?
Are you ready?
I'm
Ladies
ready to
and
go.
gentlemen, here she is in the finale for the Pazuzu Crown. It is Kristen Tinsley, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for clapping. Keep clapping. This way, when I move my arms around, all my loose skin, you won't hear it slapping against my body. Let me tell you something. Mercury is in retrograde right now, which means the communication's a little off. So when my ex-boyfriend called me the other day, I was a little shocked. I was like, what do you want? Why are you calling me? Of course they call you. I just lost 169 pounds. I had weight loss surgery. They call you when you're starting to take care of yourself, start losing, but they want you back. It just so happens that my ex-boyfriend is my first job at McDonald's. So they want me to come back. They realized what they let go. And I said, you know what? What could you possibly have to offer me? I have a good job. I take care of myself. But what do you want from me? He said, Miss Tinsley, people don't pay attention to the calorie count on the menus at McDonald's, but they pay attention to pictures. So we want you to be our supersize model. We're going to put your picture on the menu and show the world what you would look like if you ate certain meals at McDonald's. Let me tell you something. All right? Let me tell you something. The world has definitely gone crazy. Have you seen some of the shit that's on TV? Have you seen it? I was watching Men the other day, the Men's Entertainment Network, and they have this show. It's called The Kings of Pain, and it's about these two dumb individuals that actually take animals that don't belong on this planet and have them bite them and then rate the pain from 1 to 10. If women did that show, the whole world would shut down, okay? I can't wait for the YouTube videos to start coming in where other people decide they're going to jump into the ocean and get bit by a great white shark and then rate the pain radius from 1 to 10 on that, if they survive. If women did that show, we're not going to have anybody running in to pull the snake off of our arm or detach the alligator from our foot or whatever it is. We can't do that because, women are used to getting bit, Remember that movie Twilight, Bella Swan? Oh, Edward, bite me. Oh, ugh, dead. But no, that's not the real thing, okay? Women have to breastfeed, and we give birth to 12-pound babies. Grayson, 11.5 on the nipple biting scale. Oh, you're so cute. Oh my God, he's biting harder. It's getting harder. Get this kid off of me. Could you imagine that? So women can't do that show. It just wouldn't happen. And then something else I saw on TV was really disgusting. It really has to motivate the children of the world when they see something like this. And I don't understand how this woman got the motivation to become a pimple popper. Was she standing on a food service line and saw like a whitehead on somebody's lip, and then he went in the back to get something, and he came back and it was gone, and she was probably like, oh wow, the world really needs me. I really like to do that. I would really like to do that. That's the job I want. That's what I want. I'm watching the show and I see this guy come walking in and he's got this third head growing out of his back. And he's like, hi, my name's Roger from Texas and I got this thing growing here and I just got married. Did you hear what I said? He's got a third head growing out of his back and he just got married. There's models that are single and this guy Roger just got married. Okay?
Oh, shit.
Let me tell you. Could you imagine this woman had to elevate herself, okay, to being like a reality star to get the money in order to be able to hire a cooking staff? Could you imagine walking into her house and being like, oh, I'm going to have lunch. I just made you tuna fish with extra mayo. I ain't eating that! And I'm fat! I ain't eating that!
Time. Kristen Tinsley, everybody.
Thank you.
Pimple popping material.
Yeah, pimple popping, gross.
That was good stuff. That was a really good set. Oh man.
Thank you.
Whew, how are you feeling?
Hot. No, I'm sweating.
Yes,
'cause I
it
was
is very
moving
hot in
around,
here.
and I am
Yes.
moving around. So
All right, so we'll let the judges start getting their scores tallied up in their heads before we hit the
Gotcha.
get to them. But you did great. That was great. The pimple popping stuff was really good. Have you seen the show? Is that what inspired it? Did you actually see that?
I watched the show with one eye because I cannot. I can't do stuff like that. I can't.
If you're doing that on stage, what do? I mean, there's, people always say, "Oh, what if there's a midget there? What if there's you there?" If you look down and there's somebody with a really horrible complexion with huge blackheads,
I squat down like this.
Right in the face.
You got a third head. If you see something, say something.
You see something, say
Right.
something.
Yes, that's what I would say. Yeah, but yeah.
that's a that's a classic joke from all time. The Charlie the Boil Sucker. Do you know that?
No, what's that one?
Charlie the Boil Sucker has a job, and his job is to go around and suck the boils off.
Oh.
So he goes to this lady's house, and she answers the door, and she's big and disgusting and
God.
unwashed, and she says, "Come in here," and she goes in the living room and takes off her pants, and she's got a huge boil on the inside of her thigh. And he wraps his lips around it and starts sucking on the boil. And all of a sudden she goes, she cuts a huge fart. He says, "Lady, it's people like you that make my job disgusting." That's all I can think about the whole time just saying that.
Oh my God!
But I wanted to stop you and ask you, this is somebody who pops their own pimples, or is this
No,
somebody
it's a
that goes...
doctor
show.
on TV. People go to her with really disgusting skin
Dr. Pimple
conditions,
Popper.
and she pops them. People have a cyst. I've had a cyst on my shoulder for the last 15 years, and I finally decided to go get it popped, and it looks like it's this huge thing. And
She has a show.
yeah, she has a show.
Yeah,
she's
She
a
has
40
a show.
fucking years of making people laugh for an hour solid. I can't get
Dude,
near
it's
television.
mind-boggling.
Cocksucker.
That's what gets on TV now. So just
Joey Petroni, what do you give Kristen on her best 4 minutes tonight?
Well, I'm going to tell you how it went in my head. The beginning, I was giving you an 8 the whole time. I was just like, she's good. A little too long to get to the for me, to the punchline.
Yeah.
And then you started to get into character. You started to make faces, and you got animated. I was just like, I went right to a 10. You guys could kill me.
Wow, a 10.
I'm retarded Joey here.
A
10. Should I wait a minute? The energy you had at the end of your set, I thought it was great. You had me laughing. I mean, that's what your job is to make people laugh. So,
Very good. A 10 from Joey Petroni. Jackie?
Anybody makes me think of Charlie the Boil Sucker gets a 10.
Wow, a 10.
Thank you.
That's fine. I mean,
I'm glad
it's
I
a
inspired
horrible topic to attack. It's
It's,
like,
but it's fun because
Yeah.
everybody
Oh,
knows
it's
what you're talking about. You
It's
either
fun.
love it or you hate
Yeah,
it. you
everybody
know,
knows.
so.
Sally?
I'm gonna go lower, not because of your stand-up, just because I feel like I want some breathing room. I can't, and I feel like we're grading so high that
I
we have
know,
no breathing room.
Yeah.
So don't be offended, but I'm gonna go with an 8, just so I could
I had you at
play
an 8.
a little bit, because this is the last competition, so I want to be able to.
I had you at an 8, and then it just boom. I was like, there's no way.
Thank you.
Great
We've
and
seen
awesome.
your stand-up get
Good-
better
great
and better
ending.
throughout this process. You have me in tears on this one.
But
Good
it was really
job.
good. You're really smooth out there,
I can just picture a whole audience cracking up at that.
They do. They love it.
Kristen Tinsley, everybody. Very good.
Thank you.
We'll bring in Mandy Jones.
no pressure.
All right, Mandy. Are you ready to rock and roll?
Yes.
We're going to put 4 minutes on the clock. And ladies and gentlemen, here she is, folks, the one and only Mandy Jones. Give it up for her, everyone.
How you doing? So I think it's important to dream, and I think it's important to have dreams. I dream of becoming a successful comedian and making big rooms of people laugh. And everyone I know, they dream about things like winning the lotto. And call me crazy, but I think my dream's better. Because at least I don't have to wait till tomorrow to find out what a loser I am. I think I was destined to be a comedian. I was born surrounded by a cast of characters. My dad was saying to him one day in reference to my little brother, "You know, Dad, that Dylan's middle name is Robert after you, Dad. You know that, right?" So my grandfather yells to my grandma in the other room, "Terry, put Dylan back in the will." My dad's quite the character. He taught me to drive fast and take chances. Growing up, he referred to us solely as filthy beggars. We're just always asking him for shit. We're going through pictures one day. He holds up a picture of me. I'm 5 years old. I got my Easter dress and my Easter bunny. He goes, "Oh, honey, I love this picture of you. You could see my truck and my Impala in the back." He was showing us around his bedroom recently because he had redone everything. And, he painted the walls, and then he got some new furniture, and then he crouches down specifically to show us the pleather matted headboard. He goes, yeah, that's for when you're slamming the bitch's head against the back of the headboard. Thanks, Dad. Perfectly normal conversation for your adult daughter and son-in-law, right? Cool. I didn't do anything traditional for my wedding, and thank God. I met a woman recently. She's divorced, and she's still paying off her wedding. Yeah, that means she had more invested in a party than her entire relationship. So I didn't do anything traditional. We and my husband, we just went to the beach. No guests, no family, no friends, and we just had a photographer take some pictures. So I sent my dad the pictures afterwards. I'm in my wedding dress. My husband's in his tux. My dad's like, yeah, I'm real glad I didn't walk you down the aisle. Looks like a long walk in the fucking sand. Thanks, Dad. So yeah, I'm married, and I went to see a psychic recently, and he told me, you see problems before they happen. My husband's like, yeah, that's because you cause the problems. We talk a lot about having children, and if we ever do, they're complete fucking accidents. I believe there are plenty of kids on this earth that need love. Plus, if you don't create the kid, you don't have to save it. So you could always hang that shit over their head. Like, I fucking saved your ass. My husband, he works in construction, so he's really good with his hands. I mean, he could, like, fix and build shit, you fucking perverts. So he works in construction, and he tells me that some of the older white guys are a little racist. I said, well, what do you mean by that? He said, well, they complain that the Spanish guys use way too many nails with the nail gun. Like, if a white guy were to go do, a Spanish guy would use, like, 15 nails in that area. So I said, they just like pulling the trigger. But I'm totally joking, guys. That's fucked up. That's white and black people. A Spanish dude's going to saw your head off, and that shit's not going to have a motor. I went to, one of my favorite things happened to me the other day. I went to get my eyebrows waxed, and just before the lady's done, she goes, mustache too? Growing up, my sister, she named her fish Harry and the Hendersons after her favorite movie. It was one fish. But I have to leave you guys with something to laugh about. I think it's important to laugh and find funny in life. Recently, my basement flooded, and it fucking sucked. Me and my husband, we had to bail water out of the basement, unpaid, throw a bunch of shit out. It sucked. It happened, it took the course of a day. And, that night, we're laying down to get intimate, and my husband says to me, I'm going to make you as wet as our basement. And he wasn't even trying to be funny. It was just the wettest thing he could think of at the moment. That's my time for tonight, guys. Let's give it up for your host, Don Sill.
Mandy Jones, everyone, with her best 4 minutes. Very funny stuff. Very funny stuff indeed. Woo! This is tough, man. You could definitely tell why both of these two lovely comedians have made it to the top here.
Absolutely.
I think we start this round. We start with you, Sally.
Oh wow!
What did you think of Mandy Jones and her performance today?
I thought it was great. I mean, she's great. I like, all of her jokes. And I'm glad that I gave like a little wiggle room. So I'm gonna, because I thought it was really good. I give you a 9.
Thank you.
A 9 from Sally O'Neill. Jackie, what do you think?
I think they were both great. I thought she's adorable and great fun, and I was going to give you a 1, and then I figured you went through that life with that father, so I'm giving you a 10.
Thank you. That's only hard. That's only part of it.
Guy?
That's a real man.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah, he loves.
Is he watching?
Oh, not right now, but he loves that he's part of the act. Okay. It's like it's like the best thing.
Right
ever.
up there with his Impala.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
It's all true. It's all true.
Good. You guys are, this is a very pleasant experience.
Yes, good. Joey?
That sounded snide.
No, I took it well.
I give Sally credit for giving wiggle room. That was a good idea.
Sally for being strategic.
I'm sitting over here. If I went first, I was like thinking to myself,
like,
you're going to find me in the dumpster behind Governors tonight. Because I'll give you a 10. Absolutely a 10.
Thank
you
you,
had
Ray.
so many jokes in those 4 minutes. I mean, you nailed, you had a lot of jokes in those 4 minutes. There's a lot of stuff I'd never heard before. There's like 4 or 5 jokes I never even heard before, and they were great.
Cool. Thank you.
Very funny.
Thanks.
Excellent job.
I know. I didn't rewatch. I couldn't rewatch which ones I actually did for you, and I did mix it up since last time.
And you're professional. I mean, your setup and delivery was just.
Yeah, your delivery's gotten so good
Thank
since
you.
like November.
I
No,
rewatched.
really.
You said last time. You said you were very quick, and when I rewatched it, I
You
was like,
were.
she was right. She was right.
And
I
they
did
all
rush.
said no, you were exactly, and I'm like, no, she's a little fast.
Yeah,
and
no,
maybe I'm old and I
no,
can't
I'm like Sally knows
like,
what.
listen
Sally's
to
getting her
it.
judging down. She's right.
Well, thank you, I appreciate that.
Yes, indeed. Wow, well, this was a great show. I know Benny's back there now tallying up the score.
Boy.
So, Jackie, you had a pleasant experience here. You had fun on the show.
I think it's a great concept, and I think it's really fun. I think a very important element would be the live aspect. So you got to talk Joe into, and it doesn't need to be in the big room,
Right.
but it shouldn't be three peers or whatever you want to call us. It should be us judging how well you're doing, and how well you're doing with the people out there. Even if there's like 20 people or
Right.
10 people or 30 people, it just it makes it that makes it much more real. You know
Yeah,
what I
we
mean?
would love to make this live in the little room or something like that. We've been talking about
Does
perhaps
all
doing
this
that.
transfer? It's easy enough to move it out there and stuff.
I think so. I think we might be able to do something, make it work out there and still go live. And just set it up. We just got to see the little stage. It might be a little smaller than this room even.
That's fine.
yeah, but
and the other thing is uniforms for the judges.
everyone.
Yeah, a little demarcation here.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
And a big fucking 1 and 2 on the contestants.
Yes.
You know? Spice it up a little.
There you go. I do want to say thank you to both Mandy Jones and Kristen Tinsley for making this
Thank you,
far,
guys.
going through all the rounds, being a part of the
Yes,
show.
congratulations,
Doing
ladies.
the show 4 times. You guys have been through this thing 4 times.
And the grouch.
Yeah. And our Grouch here, the Gagoots.
And the Gagoots.
I also want to thank.
Am I an acid or did he switch hats?
He did. He definitely switched hats. He's feeling more festive right now. I do want to thank Sally O'Neill also for being here.
Thanks.
Our engineer, show in and show out, and being a great judge through it all. Joey
Thank you.
Petroni being around for our debut episode ever, and now coming out to finish it up at the end here of our season 1 finale. And of course, Jackie the Joke Man, thank you so much for coming out here. Having you on the show
My pleasure.
has been great for every single person in this room. Is
My pleasure.
Is very happy to have you here. All right, so now, Benny, are you ready to make the big announcement?
I'm a Santa Gagootsa now.
Santa Gagoots.
Santa Gagoots. I got to say, this was a close tonight. This was a close. We had a.
Yes, very
Kristen
close.
Tinsley did 2 ties this year.
Yes.
She tied 2 ties and a 1. Those ties.
Yep.
And so tonight's a score. Believe it or not, one person got a 140. The other person they got a 141.
Wow.
No way.
So,
Wow. 1
but
point.
nobody loses tonight. That's why I'm a Santa Gagoots. So I'm going to say our first place winner. You want me to do first place or second and then first?
Do second place, because then we'll know
Okay.
who first place is.
All right. Second place winner with 140 points. And I got a hat for you here. Kristen Tinsley.
Kristen Tinsley.
And for first place, Mandy Jones that gets a tiara. You better put it on.
Mandy Jones gets the crown of
She
Pasusu.
gets a certificate. You win a paid spot on a Governor's Comedy Club. It's signed
Thank
by
you,
everybody.
guys. Thank
the
you,
I put your name
Don.
later. I put your name. I got to ask you how to
Very
spell
nice.
It was
it.
pre-signed.
Okay, but wait a minute now. Yeah, I got more prizes. So, you also get, for first place, you get
Oh, nice. South Park,
South
season of 6, and you get a peasant dispenser.
Oh, nice.
wow.
Oh.
Okay. Now
You
wait,
go through
don't
your
go
fucking
away.
That's it. Bo Peep. Bo Peep Fez dispenser.
Nice.
Bo Peep, yeah. And you get a peasant dispenser too, and I know how much you love a man. I got you a Woody.
Oh,
You got a Woody, wait. You got a couple, you got a DVD, you got a road trip, a trilogy.
That's a good one.
All 3.
Trilogy, nice.
Okay, I got you another one here. Garfield Worldwide. You like the Garfield? And you put it. You can take it in the bag.
Show the camera all these
You can
great
take-
gifts. Yes,
1001 the cool jokes.
Oh, nice.
Ah, very
1001 the
jokes.
cool
Nice.
jokes.
I can just Google the joke.
All right, I take it back. You sweet Santanucci. And she got her the paid spot. you get a nicer card with a gas money for your
Nice.
trouble.
Very
Okay,
good.
so
Everyone's a winner here.
All right.
All right,
At
good job.
Put Up, Shut Up,
Good.
and Stand Up.
Thank you, guys.
Wow, so congratulations to Mandy Jones. She will be getting a paid performance right here at Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Dates and times will be announced soon, so stay tuned for that. We will make all the announcements so we get all of our audience to come out and support you and watch you in action. Kristen Tinsley, you were amazing. Great job. You're going home with some great prizes. You guys were terrific. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you, guys.
Season 1 of Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up has come to a close, and I just want to again thank you both for rocking and being so great. This is the show for tonight. I want to thank all the contestants and, of course, our judges for coming out. What a blast it has been, and I knew that ahead of time because I wrote it down. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up. And also, if you're interested in being on the show, email us at putupshutup@gmail.com. Season 2 begins March 7th. So be sure to tune in. We got some great judges and some great contestants lined up. Also, be sure to check us out on govsradio.com and Facebook Live all the time. And check out Govs Radio all week long, as there's always a lot of great shows, like Three's Company, what Mandy Jones is on, and also the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Hour, the 2 hours that comes on every day, Monday through Friday. It's a great show. Jackie's on there quite often as well. And make sure you come out to Governor's Comedy Club and all their clubs and support live comedy, because there's no better place to see stand-up comedy than to see it live. So Netflix, all that stuff, no, it's better when you see it live. I'm Don Sill, and on behalf of everyone here, I want to say thank you, good night, and always do your best to be funny, everybody. Yes?
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, Jackie, you're the best, my friend.